There are things in the universe that were never meant to be seen. They exist outside of time, floating in the endless void between stars, waiting for the right time to slip into our reality. The cosmos is a vast, beautiful sea of light and mystery, but what if one of those distant stars aren't burning suns, but millions of eyes observing our every move? Ancient beings silently watching our fragile world. And what if, one day, something unimaginable slips through the cracks of reality and headed straight for us? The air thickens, the wind screams as if the sky itself is crying out. Reality as we know it begins to warp. The stars shift in unnatural patterns, forming shapes that shouldn't be possible, and then a tear in the fabric of space. From that singularity, it emerges. Massive serpentine neck pushes through the void, glowing golden scales flashing in the twisted light. Then another, and another, their mouths open in perfect synchrony. But no sound comes out, only an unsettling hum that vibrates through your bones. The heads slither through the rift like a celestial serpent descending from an alien realm, never fully entering our world. And just like that, reality starts to crumble. This is Void Ghidorah. Not an animal, not a monster, a god. The ultimate end of all things. Void Ghidorah appears in The Planet Eater, the third film in the anime Godzilla trilogy, and while the trilogy as a whole isn't exactly beloved by fans due to its many flaws, it still offers some interesting ideas, concepts, stunning visuals, and has some of the best scale in the series. But I've always felt that The Planet Eater stands out as the best of the three. It dives into some of the most thought-provoking ideas and introduces one of the most terrifying monsters ever seen in the Godzilla franchise. A completely new take on an iconic kaiju emerging from the dark corners of another dimension, far beyond the limits of our three-dimensional reality. Void Ghidorah is unlike any other kaiju. He doesn't just attack or conquer, he doesn't even exist in the way we understand life. The Planet Eater brought a whole new level of horror to the franchise. Unlike other Ghidorahs, this one didn't crash down from space, he wasn't some biological monster from another planet. Instead, Void Ghidorah manifested into our reality. His full body never actually appears, meaning there was even more to this entity that we never even got to see. We only saw his three writhing heads stretched through a dimensional rift, moving like cosmic serpents bound to nothing, their bodies infinite and beyond comprehension. And because he transcends our understanding of nature, Godzilla, Earth's mightiest titan, was helpless. His atomic breath passed right through Void Ghidorah's form, the light warping it like a black hole, twisting space and time. Godzilla's massive claws struck empty space. The unshakable king of the monsters couldn't fight back. Void Ghidorah wasn't bound by the laws of reality, he existed beyond them, beyond our understanding. That's what cosmic horror is all about. To fully understand why Void Ghidorah is so unsettling, we need to explore the idea of cosmic horror. This genre, pioneered by writers like H.P. Lovecraft, deals with the terror of the unknown. It's not about typical monsters or ghosts, but about things so vast, so ancient, and so beyond comprehension that the human mind can barely process their existence. Cosmic horror isn't about cheap jump scares or gory violence, it's about existential dread, the fear of being insignificant in the grand scale of the universe. In Lovecraft stories, the universe isn't a place full of wonder, it's a cold, indifferent space. Humanity isn't special. There are things out there that don't care about us because we mean nothing to them, like how we look down on ants. Most traditional horror follows a set of rules. Vampires burn in sunlight, werewolves can be killed with silver bullets, demons can be exorcised, even slasher villains have weaknesses. But cosmic horror doesn't follow any rules. It doesn't care about human logic. It operates on a level beyond that we can understand. The most famous entity from cosmic horror is Cthulhu. This creature is the perfect example of cosmic horror. Ancient, incomprehensible, and so far beyond our reality that its mere existence threatens to unravel human understanding. Being confronted by one of these beings is enough to drive any human insane. Created by Lovecraft, Cthulhu represents an alien intelligence far beyond anything on Earth. Its nature, its motives are unknowable. It's not just a monster, it's an idea, a force that reminds us how small and insignificant we really are. Cthulhu's presence is a reminder that we're powerless against forces that have existed long before us and will exist long after we're gone. Void Ghidorah represents that same fear. He's not just a regular kaiju, he's an idea manifest, a force, a cosmic god that exists outside the limits of our understanding. His presence warps reality. He doesn't just destroy, he erases. He consumes everything, bending the laws of physics to his will. And that's what makes him so terrifying. And it's not just Ghidorah that represents cosmic horror and why it's horrifying, but the idea that there are potentially countless unimaginable horrors lurking in the darkness of another reality. There is no saying that Ghidorah is the only one, and that there may be countless dimensional beings that could be even more powerful. Our insignificance only grows with every discovery, and the human mind just struggles to comprehend that. Most kaiju destroy cities, but Void Ghidorah doesn't even leave destruction. He leaves nothing. But what makes this entity so powerful? These are only some of the abilities that were demonstrated during its arrival. Supergravity manipulation. He can control gravity, creating intense gravity wells to crush opponents or remove gravity entirely. This is how he is capable of destroying entire worlds. By using supergravity, he's able to trap and crush them, effectively collapsing them into nothingness. Space-time distortion. Void Ghidorah can warp and manipulate space-time, potentially erasing entities from existence or altering perceptions of time. In the film, this was demonstrated as the leads thought their ship was still intact, but due to time manipulation, it was already destroyed and the crew decimated. Interdimensional travel. Being composed of energy, he can travel between dimensions and exist outside of the constraints of our three-dimensional universe. Energy manipulation and absorption. He is a god of pure energy, capable of manipulating and absorbing it, which allows him to negate attacks and enhance his own power. Extreme durability. His defenses are so strong that even kaiju like Godzilla Earth can only barely dent his armor. Dimensional graviton rays. Ghidorah can condense reality into a point with his gravity, then release it as a beam of pure gravitational energy. Flight. Despite his size, he can still fly through the air, even reaching high speeds in space using his wings and gravity manipulation. And these were only what was showcased as it was making its way through the portals. It may have had even more powers that we can't even begin to comprehend. His presence in itself is the extinction event. In the end, Void Ghidorah did meet his demise. Originally, he was brought into our dimension by Memphis, the leader of the Exif cult. Memphis hoped to summon their god to destroy Godzilla and usher a new world order where humanity would be wiped out. He used a special bead to allow Ghidorah to see into our world, letting him slip through the rift and into our reality. However, when Haruo destroyed the bead, Void Ghidorah lost his connection to our dimension. He became bound by the laws of this reality, and his ability to see was taken away. This allowed Godzilla Earth to physically attack him. In this weakened state, Ghidorah was no match for Godzilla and was pushed back to his own dimension. But Ghidorah wasn't destroyed, he was merely sent back, waiting for another chance to break through and continue his cosmic terror. So, is Void Ghidorah the most terrifying kaiju in the Godzilla franchise? Absolutely, at least conceptually. He's not a monster in the traditional sense, he's not even alive in the way that we understand life. He's entropy itself, the inevitable end of all things, consuming worlds, galaxies, and potentially even universes. And that's what makes him so terrifying. Godzilla, the mightiest titan, was nothing compared to him. Void Ghidorah is not a destroyer, he is an extinction event. When he arrives, there's no battle, no resistance, just the end. And maybe, as the Exif believed, that's the fate of all things. But what do you think? Could something like Void Ghidorah work in the Monsterverse? Let us know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe and stomp the notification button to become a resident of DangerVille today. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.